You want to?
Okay, we're live.
Okay, so good morning, all. Ms. Huerta, we're so proud and honored to have you here as our special guest in Parlier USD. Very proud of the work and the energy that I saw at Benavides Elementary as the kids were learning about you, and the teachers were so excited to share about their planning that they had done, and of course the activities with the students at the district level. Very honored to be able to recognize through a board resolution your day, your special day, April 10th, which we will definitely strive to be able to make it an annual event. Personally, I've always admired your not only your strength, but your grit and your vision to be able to provide equity for those individuals who are most underserved. You know, and you keep going. You just mentioned just now about an event coming up over the weekend to be able to continue to help others. And that is the message that we want to be able to continue to communicate and uphold. Certainly, you're going to be able to meet all of our students. And if we're able to instill that passion for helping others, we are definitely then in good hands as our kids grow older and are striving to be able to help one another the way that you have helped others. So on behalf of the Board of Education of Parlier USD, and also in partnership with the campus and with the students, I do want to welcome you and thank you for being part of this. And so I'll mute myself so that I can enjoy the rest of the festivities. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I want to thank you very much, all of the students and the teachers and all the administration for doing the Dolores Huerta curriculum. But we know it's not about me, it's about the farm workers. And I know many of the children that we are talking to today. And I want to say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. And I know that some of your parents are farm workers, and it is so important that their story be told. We know that the farm workers are the most important workers of all, because if it were not for the workers, we wouldn't be able to eat, because they put the food on our table every single day. In the wintertime, when it's cold, they're out there picking the oranges, they're pruning the grapevines, they're planting the seeds in the ground so that the food will be growing up, so that the food will be able to grow up. I mean, the food will grow in the summer. And then of course, and it's really cold out there when they're out there doing that work, but they still go out there and they do it. And then now in the summertime, we know that when all of the food is grown, they're going to go out there, they're going to pick it. And it's very, very hot out there when they're picking the fruit. And when they have to do the raisins, my goodness, they have to get down close to the ground to put all the grapes on the trays so that the raisins will dry. And then we can have raisins in our lunches, in our school lunches. So we just have to, you know, when you go home, and if your dad or your mom or your grandpa or grandma or your big brothers and sisters are farm workers, tell them, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you for being a farm worker. Thank you for being out there every day. Because not only are you feeding us here in Parlier, you're feeding everybody in the state of California. And then a lot of the food that they are working, you know, to produce and to bring to our table, they're sending that food all the way to Asia, all the way to Europe, all the way to Africa. So your parents and grandparents, if they are farm workers, they are feeding the whole world. Can you think about that? How very, very, very special the farm workers are. But unfortunately, sometimes they were not treated the way that they should have been treated. And that's why Cesar Chavez and I, and some of the people right there in Parlier, Humberto Gomez, you know, he lives out there in Parlier, and in the Rene Lopez Estates, and he was one of our organizers. And they actually got everybody together and said, we have to stop this. We have to go on marches. We have to stop working. That's called a strike, a huelga. And then we have to go march to Sacramento to demand that the governor give us some rights. And then many of them, they went far away to New York City, to Canada, to Texas, and places like that, and got everybody out there to say, please help the farm workers, because you know what? They did not have toilets in the fields for the workers. Can you imagine? You're way out there and there's not a gas station close by, any place that people can go to the bathroom. And that is one of the things that we had to fight for, just to get toilets in the field and cold drinking water when it is hot, and rest periods, and then the right to have a union. And people fought and they got that, but you know, we could not have won without all of the people in the United States saying, we're not going to buy any grapes. We're not going to eat any grapes until the farm workers get their toilets and get their drinking water, the cold drinking water, and get the right to organize. So this is a really beautiful story about people fighting for their rights. And that is the story we want you to remember, that anything out there that is wrong, that we can fix it, but we have to fight for it. So I'm so happy that you learned that story in your curriculum. And we know that we have to keep on working. So if there's something wrong that we need to fix in our society, that yes, we have to know that we have the power to fix it. Whatever it is, we have the power to fix it. Sí se puede.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Huerta. At this time, would you mind answering some of the questions that my students have posed for you?
Yes, I would love that.
Okay, excellent. Our first question: why did you decide to help farm workers?
Well, I mentioned that they didn't have toilets, but also that they were not getting paid for the work that they were doing. The work is really hard, but they didn't want to pay the workers very much money. And so the kids didn't have, the children didn't have money to buy good clothes. The parents also didn't have enough money to buy enough food for the families. And so that's why we said this has to stop. We got to make the boss has to pay the workers more money. And that's why we got the workers together and we organized so they could fight to get better wages and better benefits, and have, and maybe not work so hard, because they made them work really, really, really hard. And many of the workers had to work so hard that they got sick because they had to work so hard. And so it was a very, very bad situation.
Thank you. Our next question: were you ever scared when helping the farm workers? If so, why? And how did you overcome the fear?
Well, at first, when we're doing something new, we kind of feel a little anxious, a little anxiety, because we're doing something new. But then we know that we have to overcome that fear. And so that when we're doing something new and we feel kind of scared, we can't let that stop us. We have to go ahead and do what we have to do. And then, of course, sometimes there were threats and people would threaten us, but we had to be brave and not let those threats stop us from organizing the workers. And we had to tell the workers, don't be scared. Don't be scared, because if a lot of us are together like that, they can't hurt us.
Thank you. Next question: what was it like to meet former President Obama when you received your award?
Well, that was a great honor. And I have a story to tell you. As you know, I came up with the phrase, sí se puede. And when I met President Obama, he said to me, I stole your slogan, sí se puede, because when he was running for president, he used sí se puede, yes, we can, as his slogan for his presidential campaign. And you know what I told the president when he said, I stole your slogan? I told him, yes, you did. Yes, you did. but that's okay because he won to be president and he was a good president.
Thank you. What are you currently working on with your foundation?
Well, right now we are having the members of our staff, they're going door to door and they're asking people to sign up for the vaccination to prevent everybody from COVID-19. So you please tell your parents that when somebody comes to their door and knocks on the door, please open the door. And if they haven't gotten their vaccination shot for COVID-19, to please get that. Also, we're going to be giving food away this Saturday. So please go and tell your parents it's Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We are going to be giving away fresh food to everybody in Parlier. So please have time to come to the senior center at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we will have fresh food for them. We are also working in the schools to make sure that all of the schools are good schools, like the school that you're in right now, because some schools, they don't have very friendly teachers or very friendly superintendents. So we want all the schools to be good schools like the schools that you have here in Parlier.
Thank you so much. The next question, what do you consider your greatest accomplishment?
Well, one of the big accomplishments is, of course, organizing the union, but another one that I am really proud of, well, there's a couple of them, but one of them I'm really proud of is we got the amnesty bill of 1986, where a lot of people became illegal residents of the United States. And I will bet that some of you, maybe your parents or somebody in your family or some of your friends were able to become legal residents of the United States because we got the amnesty bill. And I want to say to everybody, we had a great president, John Kennedy. He had two brothers, Robert Kennedy and Ted Kennedy. And Ted Kennedy, his brother, helped us pass that law in the United States. So all of the people that no tenían papeles, that they didn't have papers here in the United States, could get their papers. And now we're working on another law right now that in Washington, D.C. called immigration reform. So all of the undocumented people can get their citizenship here now. And that's a new law that we want to pass. So I want to let you know and let your parents know about that law.
Thank you. And our final question, Ms. Huerta, who is your hero and why?
Well, all of the children in the classroom are my heroes. All of you children are my heroes. And I'm telling you why, because you are the ones that are going to make the United States a better country. And we're going to get rid of discrimination against people of color. They're going to against women. And we're going to fight for environmental justice so we can stop global warming. And I do want to mention one other law that you can help us with. And I would like to ask the teachers to please help us. We're going to be sending you some postcards, or our organizer, Olga, will be giving you guys some postcards. And we want you all to send a postcard to Governor Newsom, our governor here in California, because we want to pass a law to give health care for everybody that doesn't have health care. Right now, if people are not residents or citizens of the United States, they can't get health care. Well, we all need health care. And the law is AB4, that's the name of the law, health care for all. And it is being authored by your own assemblyman from Parlier, Joaquin Arambula, okay? Everybody, I think you know Joaquin Arambula, and if you don't, we have to have him go over there to your school to talk to you. So we want to help Dr. Joaquin Arambula to pass this law, AB4, AB4, una ley para que se dé seguro médico a toda la gente que no tiene papeles. All the people that don't have papers right now will be able to get health care. So are you willing to help us on that? Can I hear a big yes? I think I heard that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Huerta. Any closing comments or any closing messages for our students here at Ben Benavides Elementary?
Yes, I want to ask all of you to come and join us in the movement to make a better world. And all of you can help by sending a postcard to the governor by going out there and telling people about the food that we're going to be delivering on Saturday, because we want you all to be activists. You know, my children, they were only 6 years old and 7 years old, and they would go out and pass leaflets in the neighborhood to tell people the things that were going on, and that there was a meeting that they should come to learn about the actions that they can take to make the world a better place. And so I want all of you to remember that, and we're going to go out there and be activists and make the United States the best place in the whole world. Sí se puede.
Ms. Dolores Huerta, we thank you so kindly for taking time out of your busy schedule to address the amazing students of Benavides Elementary. We feel very fortunate to have spent this time with you this morning, and we wish you nothing but the best, and we wish you a wonderful day. Again, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Gracias. Sí se puede.